All right, we are live. What's up? What's up? What's up? I see a ton of people already in here going crazy in the chat. We got people from all over the place. As soon as you can hear me, there is like a 30 to 40-second lag between me being live and you actually hearing and seeing what I'm saying. So as soon as you can hear me, as soon as you can see me, pop in the comments. Let me know you can hear me okay. Would really suck to do a hour webinar and nobody be able to hear me. What's up, guys? What's up? Look at all you guys getting in here early. I'm so sorry I was running late, having some kid issues as well as some me issues. I've been getting over being sick like ever since my event, man. I came home from my event dead, tired, and dog sick, and I'm still trying to get over that almost a week and a half later. So thank you guys so much for being here, man. I'm pumped, so pumped to have you guys here. We're gonna have a great time tonight. I've got a little caffeine over here to get myself going with in my mug from my good friend Alexis Doss. We got people from all over the place. I love it, love it, love it. So tonight I'm going to give people a minute to get on here, but we're going to be talking about breaking the barrier of belief. Belief is something that I've always been really big on, something that I talk about a lot. Everything we do, everything we have, everything that we have manifested is all coming from what we believe. And I've said ever since my very, very first presentation as Legacy Leadership that our outward success is an expression of our inward growth. And what I really mean by that is everything you see in life, everything you've created in your business, which is specifically what we'll be talking about tonight. But of course, this applies to everything in life, everything that we create in our business or don't create, everything that we create in our family, in our lives, everything is simply a manifestation of what's already happened on the inside. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you guys about tonight. Give you guys just a minute to hop on. I see the viewers like skyrocketing. I have got my Let's Puke Together bracelet on from my event, BYL17. And for some reason I have the VIP one on too, BYL17. I'm not sure why I wear the VIP one. It's just, I think it's fun. I got turquoise and pink, repping all my Beachbody coaches. Those are like your guys' two favorite colors, right? So anyways, my homeboy Jay Ring, part of the Legacy team, is on tonight. He just texted me, so he'll let me know when I screw up and keep track of all the things that I say I'm going to give away tonight, which is awesome. Anybody else like kombucha? I'm actually drinking some kombucha in here. It's kind of tasty. It's not quite as good as my buddy's coffee shop where they have it on tap, but it's still pretty good. P.S. If you haven't seen it already all over Facebook, we got some shirts made that said Let's Puke Together. And I'm getting ready to do a reorder of those shirts so that anyone who wants can get a Let's Puke Together tank top or t-shirt. They say, what the heck is Let's Puke Together? Let's Puke Together is something that I've been talking about this whole year because I've found that people who have the greatest results in life, the greatest results in their business, are people who set goals that are so big that they make you want to throw up. And in fact, I started on my webinar in January. I just started talking to people about setting these bigger goals and setting these higher expectations. And people just started saying, oh my gosh, I think I just threw up in my mouth. And so I kind of randomly just came up with this, hey, let's puke together. If we're going to throw up, dude, let's do it together. Let's dream big. Let's go big. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Because anytime you dream big, sorry, give me 1 second here. Anytime you dream big, you are going to constantly run into these barriers. And if you see my eyes wandering, I'm trying really hard to look at the camera so that the video looks decent. But at the end of the day, I really don't freaking care about the video. I'm also looking at your guys' comments, which are over here on the right, because I care more about interacting with you than I do the video quality. But I'll try not to veer off too much because you guys know I can get distracted super, super, super easy. So distracted that I didn't even introduce myself. By the way, my name's Josh. I'm your push coach. For those that don't know who I am, I'm the founder of Legacy Leadership. I'm a member of the John Maxwell team. I do a lot of one-on-one mentoring with some of the top coaches in the network, including six 6 or 7 different elite top 10s and 8 different superstars. I run mastermind groups. I run training groups with over 900 people a month. Basically, people come to me when they want to puke. People message me. They say, Josh, I need to get my butt in shape. Talking about their business. I need to get my butt in gear. I need you in my life. And that's what I do. That's what I do. So tonight, I'm just going to warn you, this is going to be a little bit different. If this is your first time hanging out with me, it's going to be a little bit different. I am not professional. I think I left my day job 2 years ago when my business took off and quadrupled my income. Since then, I've 10x'd that. And basically, I don't like professional. I think it's boring. I think it's stupid. I think it's annoying. The last thing I want to do is sit around and listen to some dude in a suit and tie with proper grammar give me principles. I freaking hate it, man. So this is me. I'm raw. I'm real. I let it go. But I promise you, everything I preach is something that I've already been living. Okay? So let's dive in. Regardless of who you are tonight, one more sip of caffeine, okay? Regardless of who you are tonight, you're in one of 3 places in your business right now. Oh, me and Josh is going to come all over the place, Ashley. You just give me a minute. You are in one of 3 places. Number 1, you are facing your first barrier, okay? Facing your first barrier, meaning your business hasn't really taken off yet, and you're still trying to figure out, can I even do this? Like maybe you're someone who's hit Success Club. Maybe you're someone who has maybe gone Emerald or maybe even Diamond, but the income just isn't quite there yet. And you're still trying to figure out, do I even have what it takes? Okay, Texas first timer, love it. You're trying to figure out, do I have what it takes? And you're facing this barrier of belief that's trying to constantly talk you out of making the next step. Because we know, compound effect, little things done over time equals great results. But there's constantly this barrier in our mind that's trying to get us to stay in the old instead of embracing the new. You see, the new isn't safe because we don't know what's there. We have no idea what's on the other side of that barrier. And if you are facing your very first barrier, then it's really tough because you don't know what's on the other side of that barrier. You don't know if it's worth it. I mean, what if you put in all this work? What if you send out all these invites, make a fool of yourself, posting pictures all over the internet of your transformation? What if you do all of these things and it turns out you don't even have what it takes? And you literally just waste 1 or 2 or 3 years of your life. And all this time that you sacrificed with your family, all this time that you sacrificed with friends, all of this time that you sacrificed, all of these different things, to find out that it wasn't even worth it. That's why the first barrier is so tough. So level 1, we've got facing your first barrier. Level 2, which is actually one of the best levels to stay at. It's your sweet spot. It's what I would love for all of you to stay at. It's where I try to keep my clients constantly at, is facing consecutive barriers. Now, here's the thing with facing consecutive barriers is you've got a roll going and you've been hitting goal after goal after goal after goal after goal. And here's the thing. The challenge in this part is really the easiest challenge that there is. And the challenge is just, can I keep doing this? Or did I just get lucky? For instance, when I quit my job, when was that? What is this, 2017 now? I don't know days and times. October of 2015. I quit my job and I had my first 5-figure month, like the very first month after I quit my job. And it was awesome. It was great. I mean, it was like, wow, this is the kind of money that it used to take me like 4 months to make, I just made in 1 month. And I was faced with this challenge though of, yeah, it's cool that I'm hitting these goals. It's cool that my business has been progressing. It's cool that everything seems to be good, but what if all of this was just like luck? What if I just happened to meet the right people, which I did meet some really great people at the very beginning. What if I just happened to get a couple lucky connections? What if I'm not capable of duplicating the kind of success that I have created? Now, again, this is way better than being at level 1 where you're facing your very first barrier, because at least you've knocked some out and you have some momentum on the way, but it's still scary. I still wake up scared today. I mean, now I make more money in a month now than I used to make in an entire year. And it still scares me. Can I keep producing? Can I keep doing this, or have I just got lucky? And who knows if I can keep creating this? Who knows? At the end of the day, none of us really know. But number 2 is the best way to be. So number 3, and this, it's really hard for me to decide which one's harder, 1 or 3. Number 3 is facing the comeback barrier. When you are facing the comeback barrier, here's what I mean by this. There's a lot of people who were on level 2, taking on consecutive things. And then at some point they said, you know what? I'm making enough money now. I'm doing good enough now that I'm just going to, I'm trying, J-Ring, I'm trying. I'm just going to try to just settle down and live a little bit easier of a life and enjoy the benefits and the rewards that I've accumulated. And this is what happens. And maybe some of you are tempted to do that right now. And I hope what I'm about to say changes your mind and changes your life forever. All of our life, in our entire life, we are either progressing or we are regressing. There is no such thing as coasting. You see, some people have built and built and built and built, and they go, oh, I've built so much, I'm cool, I can just chill. No, there is no chill. Now, can you work smarter instead of harder? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, over the last year, I mean, one of my assistants is on tonight. I have another assistant. I have a tech guy who takes care of my apps for me, takes care of some of my website stuff for me. I have a graphic designer who also is my photographer when needed. I have tons of people that are doing things for me so that I can work smarter instead of harder. It's okay to work smarter instead of harder when you've earned the momentum and the right and the resources to do so. But it is not okay to say, you know what? I've worked hard enough. I can just peace out now. Because if you do, here's the thing, the compound effect works negatively the same way it works positively. And even if, and I've seen it, I've seen people that have worked up positive momentum. I'm talking for like 4 years. I'm talking where they're making multi-6 figures. And then they take a short season where they kind of have a leave of absence and think that it will just continue to roll. And it's not until about a year later when they realize, dude, my business is not going so well. And here's why this is so hard. Because once it finally catches up to you that you've lost your momentum, dude, it is hard. And I mean, it is hard as hell to get that momentum back. Because the very first time you had to get that momentum, even though it's scary, even though it's crazy and it's hard and I can still remember it. Oh gosh, thank God I don't remember it like it's yesterday. I really don't, but I really can remember it. Even though it's hard, you kind of have nothing to lose. You really don't. Because at the end of the day, for me, I was detailing cars full time. I was barely getting by. Barely had enough money to just pay our bills. We were constantly overdrafting in our bank account. I mean, sometimes I feel like we had more overdrafts than we had like paychecks. I mean, it was just like ridiculous. Checking our Bank of America app before we put gas in the car. I mean, just ridiculous. So there was nothing to lose. It was like, hey, life sucks. So let's just try to build something better. And if it doesn't work out, whatever, at least I tried. But when you're in level 3, you have already had so much momentum and then you let it die off. You have to find a way to return to the intensity and the sacrifices that you had to do back in the beginning, except now you know what it feels like to have momentum. See, I can still remember being on the phone with my mentor and he was telling me how he had signed a 6-figure contract with a business where he was going to basically go in 1 weekend a month and make 6 figures. And at the time, I mean, I was making, maybe my business was maybe making a couple $100s a month. It was nothing. And I remember at the time being like, oh my gosh, 6 figures. I mean, 6 figures to me at the time was like, you're like super rich and you live in mansions. That's how I saw it at the time. And the thing was, at the time, I had no momentum. I didn't know what it feels like. Everything just sounds so wonderful and amazing. But imagine being the person that's used to making 6 figures, that's used to being able to just have people come to them, that's used to being able to coast a little bit, and then having all of that taken away. And I say taken, really, you gave it away. And then knowing what it's like to live on the high, to have to go back to the low to completely rebuild and try to recreate the momentum that you used to have. So those are the 3 levels. Level 1, facing your first barrier. Level 2, facing consecutive barriers. And again, that's your sweet spot. That's where you want to stay for the rest of your life, is where it's just barrier after barrier. We just keep tackling one. That's what I try to do in my business. Every single month, I set a bigger goal. That way I can just keep rolling through those barriers, okay? And then level 3 is facing the comeback barrier. So here's the thing. Every single one of you on this call are in level 1, 2, or 3. Now, maybe you have a combination of a couple. Maybe you're somewhere in the middle of a couple of those. But everyone in this call, you're in one of those spots. And here's the thing that I need you to understand. I need you to understand that regardless of which spot you're in, what I'm about to teach you tonight is the answer for you, whether you're in level 1, level 2, or level 3. Everyone thinks that their level is different than everyone else's. Everyone always thinks that their problems are different. In fact, I hear people who say, well, it's harder for me because I work a full-time job. I hear other people say, well, it's harder for me because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I never have any time off. I hear other people say it's harder for me because I'm over the age of 40. I hear other people say it's harder for me because I'm under the age of 25. At the end of the day, all of our struggles, they come in different colors, different flavors, different shapes, different sizes. But the way to overcome whatever barrier you're facing is the exact same in level 1, in level 2, and in level 3. It doesn't matter. I've helped people in all 3 levels. I've mentored over 100 people one-on-one. I've mentored probably, probably 70 or 80 people in mastermind groups. And I've trained thousands of people in training groups. And I'm telling you that regardless of which spot you're in, what I'm about to teach you tonight is what you need to get to the next level. Because whether you're at 1 or 2 or 3, the barriers, I've seen a couple comments saying, what is the barrier? Like, what is that? I think you're trying to figure out what I even mean by that. Like, what's the barrier? The barrier is the block in your mind that's trying to tell you you can't get to the next level. How many times have you been in a workout and you're maybe 15, 20 minutes in and something up here says, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do anymore. I mean, like I've reached my limit. Shaun T, first of all, I hate your guts. Second of all, how is there still 10 minutes left? Like I'm just done. But then Shaun T yells and screams at you and tells you to get your crap together and keep going. And you make a decision to keep going. You make a conscious decision to just keep going regardless of what you feel like, regardless of the emotions that are flooding your body. See, there's something in your subconscious mind that's saying you don't have what it takes. You're not capable. You're not pretty enough. You're not smart enough. You're not outgoing enough. Whatever that thing is, there's some barrier that up here is trying to tell you you're done. You can't go another step. But as you found in your workouts, if you make the decision, there is always another level of energy. There's always another level of performance. There is always more that we are physically capable of than what our mind and our emotions think we're capable of. In fact, I was actually just happened to have this right next to me. John Maxwell has a new book out called No Limits. Highly, highly, highly recommend this book. I promise I do not get any type of commission. Sorry, I do not get any type of commission, but being on the John Maxwell team, we got to pre-order these bad boys and we got to get them signed. So I actually ordered a whole case of them. I gave them out to my clients and mastermind people who made it to my event. Such a good book. But he talks about a Marine. And there was a Marine who was actually competing in all of these. If it's froze, just try refreshing. There was a Marine who competes in all of these basically like Tough Mudder kind of like obstacle course races. But he competes in these ones where, you're welcome, Jalen. He competes in these ones where it's like a relay race. And usually it's a team of 4. So you only run like one portion per person. Well, this dude who was a freaking Marine, instead of having a team of 4, was just doing it by himself. He was running the whole course all by himself when everyone else was just having to do like 1/4 of a leg. And so this guy hired him, said, "Will you train me?" And this guy told him, when he was training him, he ended up doing the training with him. He said, "Here's the thing. Usually when you think you are done, you've really only reached about 40% of what you're actually capable of doing." I read that and I was just blown away. How many times have we stopped because we didn't feel good, because, oh, I'm just sick and tired of this, or I'm just not seeing the results that I want, or blah, 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 blah. We were giving ourselves an excuse to stop and quit, but really, we'd only given about 40% of what we really have to offer. And it completely changed my mindset about the way I work out. I mean, I'd be doing workouts and Sagi would say do 12 reps and I'd get to 12 and I'd say, I bet I can do 16. And I would do extras just because. Not because Sagi told me to, but just because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do more than what I thought I could do. And I started lifting heavier weights. If normally I would lift 40s, I would just grab 50s and I would just decide to try it. And most of the time I could do it. We can always do more than what we think. And that's what I'm talking to you about tonight. I'm going to give you 3 steps. Is it 3 or is it 4? Sorry, 4 steps. I have to check my own notes. I'm going to give you 4 steps on how to break through that barrier that's telling you to shut up, that's telling you to close your laptop, close your phone, put everything away. You're done. You'll never be successful at this. Maybe it's people that you love that have told you. Maybe it's your own mind. What's the absolute worst is when people you love and trust start saying the things that you've already been thinking. That's when it's the worst. And I'm going to give you 4 steps to help push through that barrier and get what you really want in life. Because at the end of the day, I know that there are so many people on this call. We have 614 live viewers right now. I know there's something like 1,500 people actually registered that'll be watching the replay, and then probably a couple thousand more by the end of tomorrow once it's been shared. And here's the thing, I need you to catch this. And this is something I'm actually going to be speaking a little bit more on at Super Saturday in Phoenix this weekend. If you're in Arizona, come hang out with me at Super Saturday this weekend. Here's the thing. I believe that every single one of you have potential living on the inside of you. And I believe that you are 100% capable of doing everything you have in your heart to do. And I believe that if you don't have that capability, if you don't have that potential, then life is just a big joke. And why are any of us here anyways? Why are we here anyways? But the thing is, you do have that potential. You do have a purpose. You do have a reason to be here. You do matter. Your life matters. Your story matters. Your business matters. Your family matters. Your future matters. You matter. And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching you these steps, because I need you to understand first that you matter and that you're worth the steps that I'm about to give you, because they will not be easy. I can promise you right now, nothing that I'm going to teach you is going to be easy. There is no overnight success. There is no self-made man. There is no easy path. John Maxwell says the path to growth is always uphill. It's always uphill. I wish it would we could just slide down it. That'd be so cool. But the path to growth is always uphill. So tonight I want to help you go uphill, because uphill is the only way you get to the top of the mountain. Megan Geese, there's my homegirl right here. No limits. No limits. Check it out. Okay, before I go on, I almost forgot one more announcement. As we're on this webinar, here's the deal. I'm going to be giving away some awesome presents at the end. Prizes at the end. Prizes. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to be giving away $500 cash. 5 different people are going to win $100. 5 different people are going to win some free training groups. And do I have any of these left? I don't know if I have any of these left, but I will give away a couple free books. If I don't have any of these left, you'll get the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership instead. Okay? How's that sound? I just made that up on the spot. I wasn't planning on doing that. Okay? So let me go down here and make a note. so I don't forget 5 cash prizes, 5 training groups, and let's do 2 signed books by John Maxwell, okay? And I think I have a couple of those no limits left, but if I don't, then you'll get the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership instead, okay? So here's how you're gonna win that, is take a selfie of yourself with me in the background, like, or take a screenshot of what you see, what's going on here, and I want you to post it on Instagram or Facebook. I want you to tag me, and I want you to use the hashtag Let's Puke Together, okay? You got to use the hashtag Let's Puke Together, okay? On Facebook or Instagram. On Instagram, I'm Legacy Leadership Coaching. You can search by my name, Josh Coates, Legacy Leadership Coaching. On Facebook, you can tag my business page, which is Legacy Leadership, okay? Make sure you use the hashtag Let's Puke Together, because at the end of the call, J-Ring, if you're on here, if you want to pick for me, that'd be awesome. Am I eligible to win the cash? Get out of here, bro. One of my assistants wants to know if he's eligible to win the cash. How about Josh? How about you? How about you pick the 12 winners for me, and you can text them to me at the end of the call, and I'll buy you lunch and coffee like I always do. How's that sound? All right, so let's go. Number 1 way, if you want to break through that barrier. Yep, Legacy Leadership Coaching is on IG, Kayla. Number 1 way to break through the barrier is you have to stop lying about what you do or don't want. Write this down. Please, please, please write this down. If you want to break through your barrier, you have to stop lying about what you do or what you don't want. A couple months ago, I believe, no, post during the call. Post your picture during the call, because before the call is over, right here live, I will announce the winners. You only get a chance to win if you're on live, okay? A couple months ago, and I believe it was on a webinar. I believe it was for you guys on a webinar. I decided to say out loud for the first time that I was going to get 16-inch arms and a 6-pack abs. Now, at the time, if I remember right, I think my arms were like a little less than 15 inches, and I had some work to do on my abs. And here's the thing. For the last 2 years, I've been doing Body Beast, and I do the workouts pretty consistently, but the meal plan is super on and off. I mean, super on and off. And I'll have a couple months where I like freaking rock it, and then I'll have a couple months where I don't rock it so much. And then I'll have a couple months where I rock it, a couple months that I don't. And I realized, you know what? If you can't tag me, just use the hashtag Let's Puke Together, okay? Just use the hashtag Let's Puke Together if it's not letting you tag me, okay? I realized, you know what? I teach in business that the only way to get what you really want is to set some big, crazy goal, and then to just go for it. Because if your goal is not big enough, you'll never get intense enough. You'll never get focused enough to actually make any progress at all. And I said, you know what? For the last 2 years, I've been like in my head, I've been saying, man, I really want to have 16-inch arms. And I would hang out with my buddy, Jimmy Griffin. I'm not sure if he's on here tonight. And he had, probably like 16 and a half inch arms. And I would say, dude, like I want arms like that in my head. In my head, I would say that, okay? You post anything you want, Nicole, a picture of me or a picture of you with me in the background, okay? Just some type of picture of this webinar going on. And at some point I said, you know what? In my head, I've been saying I want 16-inch arms, but every time I would say that in my head, this would follow. I would say something like, but I don't really need that. That's not really important. That's not really something that I should have to, or I would start it off by saying, wouldn't it be nice if? Wouldn't it be cool? Yeah, that'd be cool if. But because I wasn't committed to it, I would maybe start to push for those goals that I had in my head, that I hadn't said out loud. I would start to put in some action. And then when it didn't happen, I would start saying things like this. Well, maybe Jimmy just has better genes than me. Maybe I'm just not built that way. Maybe that's not the way God made me. What a freaking joke. Maybe that's not the way God made me in a way that I'm just stuck for the rest of my life, what a freaking stupid excuse. God did not make anyone to just stay. No one. Look at nature. All of nature is constantly growing. And when it's not growing, it's dying. If you ever use God as an excuse, like I have, I'm preaching to myself right now. If you ever use God as an excuse for not going to a higher level, it is a big, fat, freaking lie. Because everything in nature is constantly going to a higher level. In fact, maybe mankind is grows less than nature does, because we use God as an excuse. Well, this is just the way God made me. Okay, that's cool. Then I'll just grow my beard to the floor because that's really the way God made me, right? No, stop making excuses. You have got to say out loud what you really, really, really want. Because until you do, you will keep making excuses. Until you say out loud what you really, really, really want, you'll keep saying things like, it'd be nice if, wouldn't it be cool if, and you will keep making stupid excuses for why you can't have what you really, really want. And I am committed to starting a movement, not just a business, okay? Business, this is just the start of it. I'm committed to starting a movement of getting people around the world to actually chase after the things in life that they really, really want. Guys, I wanted to work for myself. I wanted to have a business that had meaning and purpose and also made money. I wanted to wake up every single day and do the thing I love. I wanted to be able to give bigger checks at church. We gave one of the biggest checks we've ever gave the other day. I wanted to be able to give people awesome presents. The other day I was able to, we literally bought my niece a brand new iPhone 7 for her birthday because we just wanted to bless her. I wanted to make a difference in the world, not just make a lot of money. Okay, I wanted to make a difference. And the only way you are ever going to make a difference is if you will say out loud what you really, really, really want. So starting right now, none of you are ever going to say again, wouldn't it be nice if? Instead, you're going to start saying, I want and I'm going to get. Not wouldn't it be nice if I had six-pack abs? No. If that's what you want, now if you don't want it, that's okay. You don't have to want it. But if that's what you want, say, I want six-pack abs and I'm going to do what it takes to get it. If you want a six-figure business, again, if you don't want a six-figure business, whatever. But if you do, say, I want a six-figure business and I'm going to do what it takes to get it. At the end of the day, when I took ownership for it, here's the thing. By my event, I did not reach my goal. I did not get 16-inch arms, but what I did get was the biggest transformation I've ever had in my life. I showed up to my event and my arms were almost 15 3/4, which is the biggest they've ever been by far. And I did it in a healthy way. Now, then I came home, got sick for a couple weeks. Next week, I'm going to have to start over. I've already lost some of what I put on, but it doesn't matter. I'm not done. Until I get what I want, I'm not done. And then when I get what I want, I have to immediately set a new goal so that I don't fall into the trap of 3, so that I can stay on the roll of 2. You got to say what you want. Okay, number 2. Guys, remember how I told you that I'm not going to teach you anything that makes life easy tonight? Number 2 is it's a little hard. You may hear my baby cry in the background. I apologize. Number 2, the only way to grow bigger is to first be broken. The only way to grow bigger is to first be broken. You see, for my arms, I wanted to get them from a little less than 15 to almost 16. And the only way for that to happen is for me to work and push my arms so hard every single day that I literally broke them. I literally broke the muscles. In fact, I got to the point where the last couple of weeks of working out, I kid you not, my arm bone right here was actually in pain because I had been lifting so hard with so much weight. I mean, I was doing curls. I mean, I weigh like 160 pounds, and I was doing curls with like 40-pound dumbbells. And honestly, you can tell I got like these little girl wrists. My forearms could hardly even handle the kind of weight that I was lifting. But that's the kind of weight it was taking to break my muscles so that they would rebuild. Here's the thing with business, guys. My first year, I know we got a lot of newbies on here that are not familiar with Josh, the push coach. Maybe you don't know my story. My first year in business, I made a total of $500. I signed a total of 2 clients. It was such a painful and harsh year. I mean, I took people out for coffee. I took people out for lunch. I felt like I was doing all the right things. Anyone ever been there before? I felt like I was doing all the right things and seeing absolutely zero payoff. Zero. For an entire year, I was being broken and broken and broken and broken. Every single, I held a couple live events back there that like 12 people showed up for. I made 0 sales off of it. At the end of the day, it cost me not a lot of money because I didn't really invest a lot of money, but it cost me a lot of energy. It cost me a lot of time. It cost me a lot of effort, all for what was really seemed like nothing. But the thing is, I embraced the pain. I embraced the pain over and over and over, just like I do when I'm working out. See, when I'm working out, I embrace the pain because I know the results of the pain. But too many times in our business, we're afraid of the pain. We're afraid of being broken. And when maybe your coach or maybe someone on the National Wake Up Call or whatever, when someone challenges you to do something that's hard, you get all excited about it. You run out and maybe you do it for 1 week and then you fail, you get broken. This hurts too bad. And I'm here to tell you that the top coaches that I work with, the reason they're the top coaches is the reason I'm one of the top life coach, push coach trainers, whatever the heck you want to call me. The reason we got to the top is because we never ever backed down from pain. We embraced the pain. We pushed through the pain until the pain turned into a learning experience that caused us to grow and get what we really wanted. Number 2 was the only way to grow bigger is to first be broken. When I was working with my mentor, Randy Stroman, who was my life coach, he challenged me over and over and over. When my business took off and I was making money to be able to hire Zach Spuckler, who is a good friend now, when I hired him, he challenged me over and over. And my whole business has just been a series of being broken over and over and over. And I just keep embracing it because it's the only way to grow. Stop looking for the easy way out. There isn't one. The only easy way out is quitting. And if you think that's easy and you want to go back to not having any money, not having any purpose, not having a game plan for your life, being stuck depending on someone else, whether that be your spouse, whether that be your job, whatever that is. If you want to go back to that safe place, if that's what safe is to you, you can quit anytime you want. But if you want to build a life that is going to make a difference, that's going to have a purpose, that's going to have unlimited income possibilities, that's going to create freedom for you to travel the world and do awesome things for your family. If you want that, you're going to have to learn to embrace being broken. I know we all like to take pictures of ourselves traveling. You know, I'm going to Phoenix this weekend to speak for Super Saturday. I'll be taking tons of pictures as me and my wife probably go up in the mountains. We might go on like a desert tour. I'm going to take tons of those pictures. But here's the pictures that you probably won't see enough of, and I wish you would. All of the times that I've done calls even though I was sick, like tonight. All of the times that I've given away free calls to expand my brand and make myself known. All of the times that I've answered text messages at all hours of the day to add value to people. All of the times that I've paid it forward, I've given and 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 I've given. Those are the things you'll probably never see enough of. But those are the things that got me to the point where I can go to Phoenix, rent a really awesome car for the weekend just because, go up in the mountains, go on a cool tour. Those are the things that got me here. It doesn't just magically happen. If it did, we'd all have it, but we don't. All right, number 3. You have to get over past mistakes and failures. And this is really hard, guys. This is really hard. Because I got to a point in my business where I had failed so many times, I almost didn't even believe, like mentally, I almost didn't even believe that there really was a way out. And I definitely didn't have any idea how quick it would come when it did come. Because I had just failed over and over and over and over. It almost got to the point where I showed up for a one-on-one consultation with someone and almost just expected them to say no. It got to the point where I would launch a new group or a new event or something, and I'd almost just expect it to suck and no one want to show up. But I had to find a way to say, I don't care how many times I failed. I don't care how many people have said no. If I just keep going, there's someone out there. There's someone out there that's going to say yes. Because I have a purpose, and this purpose is not in vain. This purpose was meant to help people. And if I have to talk to every single person on the planet to find the one that I was called to help, then that is exactly what I'll do. And so I decided, even though I was failing and failing and failing, I just kept getting up. I just kept getting up. In fact, I thought of this quote driving down in the car the other day. I don't know why. I was just randomly thinking about, who knows, I was probably thinking about this presentation or another presentation. And in my head, I thought of this. The champions are not those who know how to fight. They're those who know how to fight back. Let me say that again. The champions are not the people who know how to fight. They are the ones who know how to fight back. Mike Tyson says this: everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the face. And what he means by that is, as a boxer, you come up with a game plan. Okay, I'm fighting this guy. This is how he fights. And I'm going to come up with this game plan of how I'm going to go at him, the different angles I'm going to take, the different approaches I take. But at the end of the day, once the dude punches you in the face, the game plan kind of just gets like thrown out the window, because you're not really thinking straight once you get punched in the face by somebody. And the thing that you have to realize about business and about life, it's not about being the best fighter. It's about fighting back. And what I mean by that is being willing to get back up when you fail. Being willing to punch back when life tries to knock you out, which, by the way, life will try to knock you out. I'm going on a series right now of, between me, my wife, and my 4 kids, we're going on 7 weeks of being sick now. 7 weeks. Like, how is it even possible? Like, we've never, well, I mean, usually like one person gets sick and it kind of passes around the house, but within like 2 weeks, it's gone. No, 7 weeks. There's been a stomach bug. There's been some type of head cold. And then there's been some type of like sinus infection. 3 different things. Like what? How is that even possible? I don't know, other than the fact that, you know, my kids go to a couple different schools, then we have church, and then I had an event where people from all over the country came. I don't really know. But at the end of the day, I still got to keep fighting. And while I'm kind of limited as to what I can do right now because of my limited energy, the second my energy is back 100%, I got to get up and keep going. Life is always throwing curveballs. And you have to find a way to just keep fighting. Because I promise you, what is on the other side of that barrier is worth the fight. And the beauty is what's on the other side of that barrier is something that you can have for the rest of your life. I have this business for the rest of my life. I'm 33 years old. 33 years old. And I get to do this right here. This is what I get paid for. I get to do this for the rest of my life. I'm 33. Maybe it will take you 2 or 3 years. Maybe it'll take you 4 or 5 years. But is it worth it to have what you really, really, really want for the rest of your life? I think it is. Okay. Number 4, And this is the last thing that I need you to do. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the last thing. Is number 4, you just have to take the next step. You just have to take the next step. I said you just have to take the next step. What you really, 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 really want in life is at the top of a mountain. And we all start here. We all start at ground zero. And maybe you've taken 1 step, maybe you've taken 12, maybe you've taken 50, maybe you've taken 100. Wherever you're at, I don't care if you're here or you're here or you're here or you're here or you're here. The only way to get here is to just take the next step. Too many times we allow ourselves to get freaked out. I got a really big goal for this year, guys. I'm trying to 10x my income again. Okay, I'm trying to 10x my income again, which if you think about it, if I 10x the income once and I'm going to 10x it again, I'm basically trying to 100x what my income was 2 years ago. That's crazy talk. It's just absolutely crazy talk. And I have no idea how to do that. And if I think too much about how to do that, I'll get paralyzed. So instead of thinking about how do I 10x my income, I just think about how do I kill this month? How do I increase my income by a certain percent this month so that over the span of a year, if I just keep taking one more step, I'll get to my goal. And I really feel like this is something that I've mastered in my business, is a lot of people set really big goals, but then they get overwhelmed by them. They allow themselves to get paralyzed by them. And what I do is I set these big, huge freaking goals. And then somehow, I don't know how I do it. I don't know. I just zone in on what I need to do this month, this week, this day. Too many of you, maybe you missed Elite last year. And now you're just so overwhelmed and you're so paralyzed by the fact that you missed this goal and you don't know how to, where do I go from here? If you're someone who's maybe even just trying to get to Emerald or just trying to make your first $100 or first $1,000, or if you're someone who's already gone really far, maybe you're making 6 figures, but you want to make 7 figures, wherever you're at, it doesn't matter where you're at. You just have to focus on taking the next step. And that's what I want to help all of you do. I want to help all of you to just keep taking the next step. I have a training group that has just been absolutely killing it. People in this training group have just been on fire, just going absolutely crazy. It's a training group called the 1 Week Month Health Bet for Your Biz. Let me know over here in the comments if you're in that group, the Health Bet for Your Biz. This group has just been, I've been getting testimonials like crazy out of this group. And one of the reasons the group is so huge for people is because I force them to set these big, huge, scary goals. But then I break it down into daily activities, and they have a daily activity tracker where they go in every single day and they just mark off the activities that they do every day. So on one hand, they're dreaming big, but on another hand, they're having to focus on the day that they're at. And it's been so huge for people to just focus on daily actions and just showing up every single day. And it's changing lives. I mean, we've had people doubling and tripling their income, doubling and then tripling their Success Club numbers. We've had, dude, it's been freaking awesome. I've just, dude, this group literally has me on fire. I'm so pumped about it. But here's the thing. I've had some people say, dude, this group is awesome and I love it, but I really need some more information on how to do these things. You see, the 1 week month, I said, I'm not going to tell you how to do anything. I'm just going to put you in an environment that forces you to do it. And I found that people are figuring out a way. When they have to figure out a way, they figure out a way. But I said, what if I could combine the daily accountability along with the health bet concept, which the health bet concept is basically there's a pot and everyone in the group is guaranteed at least $50 as long as they do 85% of their activities. So we had in March, what is this? No, we haven't calculated March yet. My assistant's working on calculating March, or it's running around the wheel of getting sent from one assistant to the other to my wife who sends the payouts. In February, we had close to 400 people, or was it just over between 300 and 400 people were in the group. And everyone that did 85% of their activities ended up getting $109 back. Now, this was a $200 group that had people doing the things they're supposed to do every single day, working harder than they've ever worked before, and the people who actually showed up and did what they were supposed to do got $109 back, which means they really only paid $91 for the training and saw awesome results. Well, here's the thing. I've been thinking over the last couple of months, we have a lot of people who are loving this training. They're getting great results. But at the end of the day, there's still so much to learn about the how-tos. And one of the number one things that I always hear from people is, how do your clients recruit such huge numbers? How do they do it? And I had a training called The Art of Recruiting that I've ran for the last year. That was my bread and butter till the 1 week month came out. The Art of Recruiting was like my staple training. And it gave you how to build your network, how to tell your story, how to brand yourself, how to do specific invites. But here's the thing, I've been meaning to update the group for a little while now. Really since December, I've been wanting to update it. Well, here's the thing. I'd kind of held back on it because the 1 week month was just such a freaking good group. I started thinking about just getting rid of The Art of Recruiting altogether. And then I thought, what if I could take the Health Bet concept with the Daily Activity Tracker app and put it together with The Art of Recruiting? And here's the thing. When I recorded The Art of Recruiting a year ago, I was working with two, maybe three. No, I think it was only two different top 10 coaches and 5 or 6 elite coaches. Now I work with 7 different top 10 coaches. I work with 8 different superstar diamonds, and I have way more resources available to me now than I did a year ago. So what I'm doing is I'm actually doing a relaunch of The Art of Recruiting, but I'm calling it the brand new Art of Recruiting Health Bet. And what we're going to do is I'm going to record all new content. It'll still be a lot of the same principles as the last group. It's not like that stuff is completely changed. However, that group was mainly based on how to grow your business on Instagram. This training is going to give you the option. Do you want to learn more of how to build your business on Instagram? Or do you want to learn more about how to build your business on Facebook? On top of that, because Facebook ads has kind of become my jam, especially since Zach Spuckler has been my mentor for a while, who is like the Facebook ads guru. We're going to add some stuff with Facebook ads, how to create a funnel and collect leads. We're going to have more videos from more top coaches than ever before. It's going to have a daily tracker app. So here was the problem with the old Art of Recruiting. It was great content, okay? It was great content. But very few people were actually doing everything they were learning. And the cool thing about the tracker app is it takes the whole game plan and just puts it into this simple, easy to do. Just wake up, open the app. Okay, I'm supposed to do a transformation post today. Cool, done. Okay, I'm supposed to reach out to 5 people today using the scripts that Josh already put in the files. Boom, done. Okay, I'm supposed to start a free group starting next week. Okay, boom, done. Here's the other thing that's gonna be really cool is I decided not to just limit it to recruiting. I'm gonna also teach on free groups and challenge groups, because at the end of the day, one of the ways we recruit is the vital process, getting people into free groups, getting people into challenge groups, converting them to coaches. It's going to encompass the whole thing. I'm calling it The Art of Recruiting because at the end of the day, that's what people really want. But it really, really, really is more of just how to build your business. And the recruiting just happens to be one of the things that it does. So here's the thing. So people are asking, like, should I choose Facebook or Instagram? Well, here's the cool thing with the training is I'm going to give 2 different paths. Do you want to learn the Facebook? Sorry, I should say, do you want to implement the Facebook or do you want to implement the Instagram? But regardless of which path you choose, you're going to get the resources for both, okay? It's just that in the app, you're going to choose if you want to do the Facebook path or the Instagram path. So you're not going to get punished for not doing both, because I understand some people really love Facebook, some people really love Instagram. I'm not going to force you to do one or the other. I want you to do the one that you already are strong with, the one that you already work well with, and you can still learn the other resources so that you can use them in the future, or you can teach them to your team, or whatever you want to do with those resources. Okay. This group is going to launch not this month, but next month. Okay. However, I'm going to be recording all of the live videos this month. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something super, super cool and super special. Because I like to personally have a live audience when I record the videos for a new group. I don't like to sit at my home by myself and talk to my phone for several hours. So here's what we're going to do. Is anyone that wants to buy into the April group now, if you want to buy in now, you're going to get to be a part of a Facebook group in March where you're going to get to be a part of the live recordings. And what I mean by getting to be a part of the live recording, it's not like you're like in the background like we're on the Today Show. It's more like you'll get to have a live session like this, where at the end you can ask questions. When my clients record videos, so if they say I'm just gonna go ahead and throw Raina out there. She's got to know she's gonna be a part of this. When we do sharing your story and doing transformation posts, Raina, I can almost guarantee you, unless she tells me no, she won't. She's gonna help me out. She's awesome. She's gonna be doing that. She'll do a video on that. You'll get to be live in the group with Raina to ask her questions. In the future, it'll just be a recorded video of Raina. You're not going to get to ask Raina. I'm not going to make Raina get in every Facebook group every single month and answer questions. Okay. Whether it's Andrea Crowder has already told me that she's down to help. Okay. So when Andrea Crowder, and I don't know for sure what I'm going to have her teach on yet, but probably branding, because she's incredible with branding. When she does her video, you'll get to do some live Q&A time with her at the end of her video. This group, I'm telling you guys, is going to be so freaking legit. Someone said in May. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm horrible with dates. We're going to record it this month, and then the group, along with the app and the Health Bet concept, will officially launch next month. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm doing a very special pre-launch group. Okay, that what I'm talking about, getting to be a part of the live videos, and I'm running this. I'm going to keep it open until Sunday night. This Sunday night. What's today? Tuesday? Yeah, today's Tuesday. So you're going to have between now and Sunday to get signed up for this. If you want to be a part of the live recordings, along with still getting to be a part of the group next month, where you also get to have a piece of the pot if you do 85% of the stuff, where you also get access to the app. There won't be any app this month because we'll be developing the app this month as we're creating the group. Okay, unless I've got a time machine. Yes, J Ring is actually working on a time machine. Okay. So let me say again, everything that it includes. You get to be a part of the live group this month. Then you'll get to be a part of the group next month, along with the app, along with the daily check-ins, along with the Health Bet concept where you can win a piece of the pot. And what that's going to cost is going to be $300. Now, here's the cool thing. For people who sign up in the future, it's going to cost $300 just to be a part of the group for 1 month. Okay, to be a part of the group for 1 month is going to cost $300. But if you buy now, you're technically getting 2 months of training for the same $300, because you're still going to get to be a part of next month's group, but you're just also getting to be in it. Yes, Andrea, I'm working on a book, but I keep launching new trainings instead of writing my books. Trainings are way more fun than books, way more fun. Okay, here's the other thing. One more thing that I'm going to do for you. If you sign up for my pre-launch group, you're also, if you didn't see, I just had an event last weekend called the first annual Building Your Legacy event. I spoke for it. I had my clients, Raina and Micah Folsom, speak for it, and Sarah Try spoke for it. My mentors, Randy Stroman and Zach Spuckler, spoke for it. I had the whole thing professionally video recorded so that I could sell videos to people who weren't able to come to the event. If you buy into the pre-launch Art of Recruiting group, you're going to get all the videos from my event for free. Absolutely free. You're going to get all of the videos. Okay. Not quite the deal my people got that were at my event, but still an awesome deal. For $300, you're going to basically get 2 months of training. It's technically not 2 months because this month's already started, but the rest of this month plus next month. And then on top of that, you are going to get access to all of the videos once they're done. I don't have them back yet. They're still editing them. I should have them though within the next couple of weeks. And when we get them, you'll get all of it. Okay, so here's the thing. If you want to do this, I've got, let me see here. I've got, boom, right there. You should be seeing it on your screen right now. I'm displaying it right here. It should be on your screen. It says The Art of Recruiting Health Bet, okay? If you go to that, if you click on that, it should open up in a new browser and you can go purchase that right now. What if we were in the January group? So here's the thing. If you've already been in the Art of Recruiting before, you will get access. I've promised this before, that you will get access to the new videos that I record, okay? But you will not get access to the app because the app is only available for people who are currently in the group. Once the group is over for the month, we kick all the old people out, we put all the new people in, okay? You won't get access to the videos that come from my clients. That's only gonna be like in the Facebook group. And you won't get to be a part of the health bet, of course, because you didn't put money into the pot, okay? So if you've already been in an old Art of Recruiting before, you're still gonna get access to some of the new videos. You're just not gonna get access to the app. You're not gonna get access, obviously, to the pot. And in my opinion, that's what makes this so powerful, is that the app totally it holds you accountable to actually doing everything, okay? What if you already bought the videos? Then email me and we'll take care of you, okay? If you already bought the videos, just email me through my website. If you go to joshuacoates.com, you can email me there and we'll take care of you, okay? Okay, so here's the thing. The cart is open now. You can go purchase now. You have until Sunday night, the end of Sunday night, to get signed up. I will be in Phoenix this weekend speaking for Super Saturday. And as soon as I get back, okay, next week, we're gonna start recording some of these videos. It's gonna take a good couple of weeks, probably 3 weeks, to get it all going. We're sorry this content cannot be displayed. Please try again later. That's weird. Let's see, www. If that's not working, you can just go to my website, okay? There's my website, okay? Someone said, how much after Sunday? Well, here's the thing. You can't get into the group after Sunday. If you wait until after Sunday, I will be selling spots for next month's group, but you won't get to be a part of the pre-launch live recordings, and you won't get to get the free videos for my event, okay? So the only way to get access to the live recordings that we're doing this month is to sign up by Sunday, because otherwise we're gonna be literally adding people like sporadically all through the month. So you have to sign up between now and Sunday, okay? Even if you can't do that, if you can't sign up by Sunday, say, Josh, I don't get paid until like next Thursday or next Friday or whatever that is, you can still purchase the group. You just don't get to be a part of the live recording. You can still purchase the group and be in next month's group along with the app, along with the health bet tracker, all that stuff. You just don't get to be a part of this live version, if that makes sense, okay? All right, so does everyone understand? Does anyone have any questions? I feel like I've seen a million questions, more questions than I usually do. We're gonna get to the giveaways here in just a second, but I wanna make sure I answer does anyone have any questions about the new Art of Recruiting? Yay, nay, I see some sad faces. I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. I know it doesn't work for everyone, but I have to start recording it at some point, so there has to be some type of cutoff date. Any questions? I'm watching for some questions. When will they be recorded? So they're gonna be kind of some random times, Renee. They will be probably most of them from my clients will be during the day. Most of them from me will probably be on evenings or Sunday nights when everyone can hop in, okay? I don't have like a specific schedule for it, okay? The Easter Bunny better hop over here like 300 because I'm in. That's awesome. Central time. What is the Central time question mark? I'm not sure. Can you repeat how much people get back? Yes. Okay, so it costs $300, and for when you sign up for the group, $50 of your money gets contributed to the pot. Okay. So at the end of the month, if you did everything you were supposed to do, you will get your $50 back plus whatever, a piece of what everyone else left in. Does that make sense? So let's say 100 people sign up. That means basically with 100 people times 50, that means $5,000 went into a pot. Okay. If only 20 people do 85% of their work, then those 20 people split that pot. Okay. You're guaranteed to get at least $50 back, but obviously everyone who put in 50 that doesn't do their part contributes their money to the pot. So you're going to get $50 plus a split of whatever that pot is, if that makes sense. Okay. How many people are typically in the groups? Typically for groups like this, I have 200 to 400 people, which is a lot of people, but it makes for a really nice pot for the health bet. Okay. I did March health bet and just signed up for April, so may have to wait for next time. No problem. No problem. Okay. Any other questions? I'm watching for questions. Sorry, I'm watching for questions. If we are done with questions, we are going to go ahead and do some giveaways. Who's ready for some giveaways? All right, let's do some giveaways. I have here, all right, my cash winners. Each one of you will be getting $100. We will PayPal that money to you. So what I will need you to do, if you win something tonight, what I'll need you to do is email me through my website, which is joshuacoates.com, joshuacoates.com. Email me through my website, okay? And let me know that you were one of the winners, because otherwise we don't really have a way to get a hold of you, okay? So the cash winners, are you ready? Number 1, Christine Gillis. Christine Gillis. Number 2 is Cassie Trojanowski. I apologize if I mispronounce names. Cassie Trojanowski. Number 3 is Nicole Johnson. Nicole Johnson. Number 4 is Cindy Love. Cindy Love, that's Cindy with a S. Number 5, I believe if I mispronounce your name, I apologize, is Albania Soto. Okay, 5 cash winners. You're each going to get $100. Make sure you email me through my website. We're going to need your PayPal email address so that we can send you $100. It's Christine Gillis, Cassie Trojanowski, Nicole Johnson, Cindy Love, and Albania Soto. Okay, group winners, and you can pick any of the groups from my website. Okay, if you want to do the New Art of Recruiting, you can do it. If you have something else that you want to do, you can also do that. Group winners are Regina Helson, Claudia Comtuis. If I said your name wrong, I'm so sorry. Amy Plavick, Brandy Gale, and Carrie Hayes. Say that again. Regina Helson, Claudia Comtuis, Amy Plavick, Brandy Gale, and Carrie Hayes. And let me just remind you, I see a lot of people saying, hey, Josh, like I just really don't have the $300 right now. I totally get it. If you don't have the money right now, don't forget, I have other training groups, guys. I have other, you don't have to just do this one, okay? I already told you earlier that the 1 week month health bet for your biz is just killing it right now. And people are getting amazing results, okay? So don't think if you can't do the art of recruiting, that doesn't mean you can't get any help at all right now. Please go to my website, find a training that does work for your budget. I got training starting at $40. I've got a free ebook on there. It's free, just totally free that you can download and read, okay? All right, book winners, these are gonna get a couple books. You'll get a book signed by John Maxwell. It will either be No Limits, or if I'm out, I really can't remember, you'll get 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, okay? And that is Sherry Madolid, I believe is how you pronounce the last name, Sherry Madolid, and Lauren Rins. Sherry Madolid and Lauren Rins. You are going to get a free book signed by John Maxwell. So don't forget, you got to email me through my website, joshuacoates.com, if you don't know by now. email me there. Let me know, hey, I was one of the winners tonight, and this is my PayPal email address. If you won money, if you won a training group, obviously let us know what training group if you won. If you want a book, obviously we're gonna need to know your address so that Josh can mail it to you. Okay, sound good? Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being on with me tonight. I appreciate it so much. I hope you took some really awesome things away. Let's real quick. Let's break this down. Number one, you got to stop lying about what you do or don't want. You got to say it out loud, guys. You have to say out loud what you really want. Number two, the only way to grow bigger is to first be broken. You have to embrace the pain of growth. Number three, you got to get over past mistakes and failures. And number four, you just have to take the next step. And can I just say this, that taking the next step alone is never easy. It's never easy to take the next step alone. In fact, I've got messages from a couple people recently that said, Josh, I was doing your groups a couple months ago and I stopped doing them because I thought I was good and I could just do it on my own. I've lost my momentum. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm getting back into the group. Here's the thing, guys. None of us were made to do it alone. I have mentors and I pay my mentor really good money. We all need someone to help us take the next step. We very rarely, and you guys know this from the accountability groups that you run yourself for health and fitness. You know that people need that accountability. They need the environment. They need people who have their back to be able to take that next step over and over and over. Okay? So here's the thing. Let me be that person in your life. Let me be the person who creates that environment for you. Let me be the person who makes sure that you keep pushing, because I promise you this, I will keep pushing. I won't slow down and I won't stop. If you want to run, find someone who's already running and join them. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being on live with me. Feel free. You should all be getting an email with the replay link. Feel free to share that replay link in team pages on wherever you want. This was not a paid webinar. It's free to the public. So share it anywhere you want. Okay. Have an awesome night. Love you guys. And I will see you guys all soon. Bye guys.